Good morning everyone, we are the group 1, so today we are going to discuss about the freedom and moral acts. These are the contents of our reports. First is the foundation of moral acts. Second is we are going to discuss about the freedom and free will. Third is we are going to discuss the role of freedom in morality. In foundation of moral acts, according to Kant's law, moral philosophy is grounded in the idea of the categorical imperative, which is a principle that commands certain actions, regardless of any desired ends or consequences. According to Kant, the foundation of moral acts lies in the rationality and autonomy of individuals. Moral acts are those that are performed out of a sense of duty, guided by principles that can be universally applied without contradiction. So in other words, moral acts are those that are done in accordance with principles that one would want everyone to follow, regardless of personal desires or circumstances.
So first, let's define what we mean by duty and inclination. So duty refers to actions that we perform because we recognize them as morally right and necessary. These are the actions we are obliged to do, regardless of our desires or personal benefits. But on the other hand, inclination refers to actions that we perform based on our desires, feelings, or any personal benefits we might gain from them. The philosopher Immanuel Kant, a prominent figure in discussing morality, emphasized that only actions performed out of duty have a true moral worth. According to Kant, when we act from duty, we do so because we recognize that it is the right thing to do, not because it makes us feel good or benefits us in some way. For example, imagine you walk on the street and then you find a wallet that is filled with a lot of money. There are two choices that you will choose when you return the money to its owner. So first we have the inclination. So inclination is that you will return the wallet because it makes you feel good about yourself, or because you are hoping that after giving the wallet back is you will have a reward from the owner, or perhaps you're having a fear of the consequence for keeping it. While duty is that you will return the wallet because you believe it is the morally right thing to do, and you understand that returning it to its you understand that returning it is respecting the owner's property rights, regardless of how you feel about the action or what you stand to gain. So, understanding the difference between duty and inclinations help us evaluate the moral worth of our actions more clearly. It challenges us to act not just for personal gain or satisfaction, but because it is the right thing to do. Autonomy versus heteronomy freedom. So, autonomy refers to the capacity for self-governance or self-legislation. It involves individuals freely choosing and acting in accordance with their own rational will and moral principles. On the other hand, heteronomy stands in contrast to autonomy. Heteronomy occurs when individuals' actions are determined by external influences such as desires, inclinations, suicidal norms, or authority figures rather than by their own rational will. So autonomy comes from the Greek word autos, meaning self, and nomos, meaning law. So just like I said before, it refers to the capacity of individual to make an independent choice governed by their rational self principles. And in contrast, heteronomy occurs when our actions are influenced by external factors. So for example, a person decides whether to donate a substantial amount of money to charity. If this person chooses to donate because they have thought about it rationally and believe that helping others is the right thing to do, they are acting autonomously. Their actions stem from their own moral principles and rational judgment. While on the other hand, if the person donates because their friends pressured them or because they want to be seen favorably by others, they are acting heteronomously. Their decision is not truly free because it is governed by external influences and not by their own will.
For further explanation about the hypothetical imperative, so it guides individuals on how to act based on their personal desires and goals. It presents action as the necessary state to attain specific ends, emphasizing the instrumental value of those actions in achieving desired outcome. So, for example, if you want to succeed in your career, you should work hard and continuously improve yourself. It, it illustrates the hypothetical imperative linking the desires for your career success with the action of hard work. For further explanation about the categorical imperative, provides framework for evaluating the morality of action based on rational principles rather than subjective inclination or outcomes. So, in overall, about categorical imperative serve as rational and principled guide for moral decision making, emphasizing the importance of universal moral principles, respect for humanity, and the autonomy of individual in ethical reasoning and conduct.
So let's proceed in slide 8. We are free to choose our own actions and course of action. However, morality teaches us to distinguish between right and wrong behavior, while freedom is the ability to make your own decisions and carry them out. Morality is the concern with a person's values, conducts, and principles. So we are free to choose our own actions. So when we talk about morality, it teaches us what is right and wrong behavior. So when we talk about freedom, it is our ability to choose our own actions. Like, free ta mo choose og unsa atong buhaton. Freedom give us power to make decisions without pressure. Morality involves a values and standards that help us to distinguish between right and wrong behavior. So we are done in the 8th slide, so let's proceed to the 9th slide.
While the existence of freedom is a central premise in Catholic morality, we are not all equally free. There are many possible limits to our freedom, both external and internal. External freedom is a freedom from factors outside ourselves that limit or destroy our free will. Internal freedom is a freedom from interior factors that also limit our free will.
So in Catholic morality, ang freedom is crucial for making choices. It's because it has the limitations, which is natay duha ka limitations, which is the external limitations and internal limitations. So sa external limitations is mo siyang limitations nga gagikan sa outside factors like the rules, society performance, like mga laws or social norms that can limit what people can do. In sa internal limitations is kita ang mag-limit sa tong kagalingon.
So, dito na po to sa requirement of freedom. True freedom is dependent upon truth. You will know the truth and the truth will set you free. So, sa ganyan diri is tinuod nga kagawasan is it depends sa kamaturan. Kamo nakabalo sa kamaturan or ako kita nakabalo og truth will set you free o ang kamaturan may magpagawas ka nato. John 8:32, example, lying to a teacher or to friends. True freedom is oriented toward to good. We should not understand freedom as the possibility of doing evil. No? Evil enslaves us and diminishes our possibility to be free. True freedom requires responsibility. So, ang tinulpod nga, freedom is kailangan is responsibility, responsibility. And thus, there is no such thing as responsible freedom o walay irresponsibleng kagawasan.